Meanwhile, the commissioner. Is this your commissioner, Jay?
No, this ain't my commissioner.
You a big Manfred guy?
No, I'm not.
I hear you're a big Manfred guy, no?
Yeah, no. Someone lied to you, sir.
Okay. Rob Manfred toured Sutter Health Park earlier this month. When the Chronicle last Tuesday, I'm just reading here, pardon me, Susan Slessor writing this, he called it a really positive visit and hinted at Sacramento's desire for an expansion team, or if the A's thing in Vegas falls through. He said, quote, this is the commissioner speaking to the San Francisco Chronicle. I think that the level of excitement in the community is really palpable. I think their desire to have Major League Baseball in the short term and in the long term is really impressive. I think the owners of the River Cats and the owners of the A's have worked very hard together to make sure that for our players, it is as close to a major league experience as it can possibly be. There's a lot of investment that was done in facilities, and the ballpark is charming. End quote. Yeah. Rob Manfred. Jay, I know you're not a big Manfred guy anymore. Seemed to me you were just a short time ago. I don't know. But when he talks, the way he talks about Sacramento's desire to have Major League Baseball in the short term and in the long term, I mean, he doesn't have to say that. He at least wants us to think, and maybe he wants us to think that so we're more likely to support the team. He wants us to think we got a shot.
Well, we do.
A Major League Baseball future.
We do. You can only claim it and believe it if you see it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're blind to the fact that, Sacramento is definitely in the mix of a MLB organization, you're kidding yourself. You don't make certain moves like the city has done. You don't make certain moves like some of the different type of ownerships that are coming this way. And it really is Vivek and his people. They have the eye on the prize, Whitey.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm one to believe John Fisher is going to have to show and prove to me that he's going to pony up the money to make it to Las Vegas. I know there's certain amounts of bags out there for him, but I also understand that he's going to have to come up, meaning him and his family are going to have to come up with a lot of personal private money as well.
Mm-hmm.
I know Sachs has said they'll give him a loan of $300 million, but that's not even close to the $1.75 billion that Bally's and what their reports have said that this arena is going to, this stadium is going to cost.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, Whitey.
Yeah,
Sacramento's they're in the market for something, and why not be in the market for MLB? Why not talk to Manfred? Why not talk to John Fisher? Why not have these conversations and intertwine yourself in the interworkings of what's going on in baseball? I don't want to believe it, and I don't want to say it, but I will say this. Even if it's not the A's, you should be looking for someone else down the road.
There is one specific Vegas A's question that the commissioner would not answer.
Of course not.
We'll tell you what that is when we come right back. It's the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports, ahead of his time. But anyway, as far as the Sacramento A's
Capital A's, baby.
Susan Slessor did an interview recently this week with Rob Manfred. He talked about the level of excitement in Sacramento being palpable. Their desire to have Major League Baseball in the short term and in the long term is really impressive. I feel like I don't want to trust him today. Clearly, he's trying to encourage me. Clearly, he's trying to make me, a Sacramento baseball fan, feel like, wow, we have a shot at this. And I don't trust him, to be honest. I think that's my problem.
You shouldn't. And his tone, we have the sound, but his tone wasn't on point either. Yeah, don't trust him. Yeah.
Okay. All right. He was asked by the Chronicle, when shovels might be in the ground in the Las Vegas project. Yeah. He said that everything's on track for a 2028 opening. The question, when might shovels be in the ground on the project? He would not answer.
Of course not, because you don't know, and you don't want to sound like a fool. And he's done it before. Mm-hmm. He's put his foot in his mouth plenty of times.
Multiple sources tell the Chronicle June is the best bet for construction to begin.
Yeah, and
again, that doesn't guarantee anything. They can start digging a hole. It doesn't mean they're going to get it done.
They're still a ways away on the money. It's going to take a lot of money to get this project done.
Yeah, he needs to find a lot of investors.
Yeah, he does.
And they talk about it as if it's a matter of fact that, he's getting investors now.
And we haven't seen any come to the table every single day. It just makes it longer, right? And you see they hired a firm to do the research and go get investors. Well, I don't want to be in their business, but I sure don't see anything working. Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, pay me, I'll go get you an investor.
Yeah. We have an investor here. His name is Vivek Ranade.
Absolutely. See where I'm going? There it was. 707, Sacramento's not getting an MLB team stop. Love the positive vibes, but it ain't happening. Not enough corporate sponsors. I get that. I understand the fact of what that person of 707 said backwards, what they're saying.
Yeah.
Because if you really look at the dynamic of how baseball operates, local contracts are where the money is made for, baseball. And you look no further than, what we call NBC here, and they control the Giants and the A's. I don't know what they're going to do with the A's moving forward right now. You look at the Yes Network with the Yankees, SNY with the Mets, just for example. But I'll say this, and this is something that, Whitey, you may have remembered when the Kings conversation of them leaving versus being here, and it really never panned out, is the city of Sacramento was in the fight for itself, more or less, for the Kings by itself.
Mm-hmm.
The problem was when you picked up the phone and you call Stockton, who benefit from the Kings. When you pick up the phone and call, going up to 50, the Placervilles and the Shingle Springs and all those different places who benefit for, what the Kings do. When you go up north and you shoot the Chico and Red Bluff and Redding and all those folks who benefit from the Kings, and vice versa when you go towards the Bay Area, those towns and cities didn't want to put no money into the pot for the Kings. It was like, no, it's all on you, Sacramento. It's all on you, Sacramento County. It's all on you, Sacramento, the city of Sacramento. The difference, though, in baseball is this. When you remove a team that's not too far from where it's set for many years, the Kings going to Anaheim, the Kings going to Seattle, we're talking about complete different markets. And everything that I've heard and read and talked to people, sources, have said that a lot of what has tied the A's down is ballpark ratings, not putting forth a winner. If you do some of those things, there are companies, as 707 says, corporate sponsorship from Stockton, from Modesto,
from the greater
from
region,
Lake Tahoe, exactly, who are willing. Some of these casinos, as we've seen Sac Republic tied to, Sac State tied to Wilton Rancheria, they're actually open to ponying up some money. And so I don't know if that's real or not. I'm just telling you what I've heard and what you read and what you listen. And of course, we have people come on the show and who are quote unquote experts and tell us different things. The sponsorship money doesn't seem like it's going to be hurting if Sacramento is up for the running. I don't know. I'm just telling you what I heard. Yeah.
What I hear from the commissioner makes me think that he's probably playing us. I could be wrong.
Oh, yeah, definitely. He's trying to keep us at time. You got to see through that, though, White.
Yeah.
Be positive.
So he's just trying to get us to support the team as much as we possibly can. And over the next 3 years, beyond that, he doesn't care.
No.
He might not even be the commissioner anymore.
He's not. He's already said he's out 29, which will be, coincidentally, 28. The Brewers are up, and they need to figure out by 28, 29 where they're playing to. So,
yeah. It would be great. I can't believe we're at this point where the A's will be here for at least 3 years. But I'm with, 707, I always say the seat of all knowledge and wisdom. I'm still not there, Jay, where
no.
They got I mean, how are they going to, anyway, how are they going to build a stadium and all of that? But they've made progress. As far as the team this year, the A's have spent a lot of money, right? They've been the talk of baseball at times this year. Literally, people are going, wow, they signed Severino? They're spending money. But how much money are the A's really spending? The Los Angeles Dodgers payroll for competitive balance tax purposes is expected to be around $400 million.
And that's with deferred money.
The Giants, by contrast, are expected to be under $200 million. The A's will be in the
$100 million,
$80 million range. Yeah. 80 million range. They won't be last, by the way. Miami will be much lower than that. So while the A's are spending all this money, they're just spending more money than they usually do. And they're actually required to spend some of that.
They have to hit a floor.
Yeah.
And the floor is $89 million. So
it's not a bad thing. It's just, let's not get carried away and think that they're spending money like crazy on this team.
If the biggest contract you've ever given a player is $75 million in baseball, then that lets you know you've been a cheapskate. Because this guy's making that almost a year at this point. And so, it's definitely not a big bag of money. They're doing what they have to do when it comes to, I guess, putting on a front. And we know it's all about revenue sharing. They need to hit a floor of $89 million to continue to get the $60 million that they got last year from MLB.
Yeah, that's the key. It's like, well, we're not going to give you any money if you're not spending at least this much.
Right.
That said, they have a chance to have a fun team this year. So
they do. Absolutely. It's going to be rocking and rolling out there. Mm-hmm. No doubt. The first year by far is gonna, as we've seen with ticket sales, it's a hot item. It's a hot ticket to get in the city. And if they have any type of form of a competitive team, believe me, it's going to be a difficult ticket to get. You're only dealing with 14 to 16,000 seats, depending on what they add and extra and flip around and maneuver over there in West Sac. I'm excited. I have hope that 707, they sound like a Giants fan, first of all. I didn't want to call them that, or a Dodger fan. I know they sound like a Giants fan. That's really
not nice.
They sound like a Giants fan. I'm gonna just call. I'm on my Kevin Durant movie.
Didn't they say something on it? I have right here myself somewhere. Mm-hmm. Didn't they say love the optimism?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Well, but me calling someone a Giants fan is a bad thing?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well,
you mean it as an insult, don't you?
Absolutely. But if you're a Giants fan, you shouldn't take it as one.